All right, welcome back to another episode of Small Guys Podcast. Today we're doing the movie Joy. Came out in 2015. Joy is the story of the title character who rose to become the founder and matriarch of a powerful family business dynasty. Let's see. This movie is PG-13. It's a comedy drama. I didn't know it was marked a comedy. Um, but it stars Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro, Bradley Cooper. It's 2 hours and 3 minutes. Came out December 25th, 2015. It's got a 60% Rotten Tomato score by critics and a 57% audience score by critics. We're all here today besides Andrew. What did you guys think of this movie?
Well, I mean, this is my
What do you think of those scores?
I've that's the first time I've heard that the scores.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Anything about scores of this movie, and that makes me more curious too. Is like, are they like what could the reviews possibly consist of, knowing that they're that low?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, does anyone know like the true story? Has anyone like looked into that? Because this was my first time ever hearing of it.
No. I know it's based on a true story.
Like
it is, but it's not a biography. It's not supposed
because
to
it
be.
says it's at the beginning, like the opening title screen, it says based on
True events or something.
True events of multiple women.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe the reviews came from that. They thought that it'd be about like one person, and instead you got this like melting pot situation of it.
Yeah, it's just one girl showing her background on it.
Yeah,
like Joy's
I'll
experience.
say like it was better than I expected. I didn't know what angle they were trying to go for with this movie. Like if it was just gonna be like one of those feel good family movies of this girl like coming up and like she ended up becoming her parents or like her family, like she said that she wouldn't. But then when you get to that whole thing where they introduce Bradley Cooper, then it like kind of just took it a whole different way. And I was like, oh my God, like I did not expect this. Like you had texted and said it's basically just one big episode of Shark Tank. I was like, yeah that's like the best way to describe it.
And that's what makes it exciting, and like especially knowing, because they don't even, I mean, if you guys would have never even known, like, I mean, just saying someone that watched this movie that they've never seen it before, knowing that Bradley Cooper just shows up out of nowhere, he kind of like steals the show, especially when he's like showing her firsthand like how the what is it called? It's not telemarketing.
Yeah.
Basically, like, how you wake up in the middle of the night at 4 a.m. and your TV's rolling ads and it's those ladies and two girls selling jewelry and stuff like that. Like, it's just funny to see that. And I'm not sure what year this takes place, the movie. I don't know. I didn't look too
80s, early 80s, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what they said at one point. I think they said 82 at some point.
Or at least that's when it ended, maybe.
So, I mean, you just got to think like how far in like we've advanced them.
Yeah, because I know it was a big deal in the movie too, how they only had one TV and everything like that.
Yeah.
So
that was the thing too. That's why, like, sorry to cut you off, but that's where all were. There were like people stores, but were new, becoming less expensive. So everyone like that what everyone wanted. Can you guys see me?
Yeah, you're bugging out a little bit, but you're good. You're good.
Just said I lost connection.
Oh no.
But no, like that was the new wave of shopping, was calling in, seeing a new product on TV, and then going from there.
Yeah, Mike, what did you think of the movie?
Like Brian said, honestly, I had no idea about this movie up until I watched it yesterday. And I thought Jennifer Lawrence did an awesome job. I thought her character, just the development of it, kind of throughout the movie, just kind of with her business and obviously the mop, was super, super cool just to see that.
It's got to be one of her best roles, in my opinion.
I would say so for sure.
She's a good ass actress, man.
And then Bradley Cooper, honestly, is like just one of my like top 5, probably even top 3 like favorite actors of all time. To be honest with you, I don't know why. I like.
It seems so easy for him, man. Like when he gets on the screen, like it doesn't even feel like he's even doing anything. Like it feels like he's just there, like talking.
I didn't know he was in this movie.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't look up anything about it other than where to watch it at.
Yeah, and they weren't showing his face at first too when they like come meet them out there in the weight room or whatever, and they're like just showing his like chest and everything like that. I'm like, I know that chest.
Let me ask you guys this: when it aired for the first time on television, and I think his name was Kevin, the bald guy that kind of fumbled the mop with the first commercial.
Or Todd, right? Or Todd. It was Todd the guy handling it?
Or Todd was the guy that was the best seller.
Okay.
Well, after that, and obviously Joy called Bradley Cooper's character, do you think that he was gonna take? Did you guys thought that he was gonna take a turn for like being like the main big bad of the movie or something like that, or did you guys think he was just being kind of just?
I didn't think he was going to be big bad in the sense of what we saw, where people were like trying to steal her patent, and it was people that were making the molds and stuff. I thought it would be more so like the whole legality thing, like where he legally has no obligations, but like on personal level, it's like that's fucked up, dude. But legally, and that's like how the world is too, and like that's what what was the older lady's name? Robert De Niro's wife, or not wife, girlfriend.
Trudy.
Trudy, like Trudy was just like, that's business. It's like, all right, fuck you, Trudy.
Hey, fuck that.
You're not wrong, but yeah.
See, that's what makes it so much better when she goes, well, that's not how I do business.
Yeah.
And like she puts her foot down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, she does suck, but she also did help make it possible, right? I mean, with funding and everything to a degree. So,
she was about to kick out Jennifer Lawrence and her kids and her mom and her divorced husband living in the basement.
That's just funny.
Because she was just like, man, it's business. I got to get my money back.
Yeah.
I like how the grandmother is the narrator of like the movie, and it does it well full circle, like towards the end, which makes it a lot better. It tells a lot of the story.
Yeah, when she died and she was just like, oh, I had so much more to tell her, and
yeah, because that was the day when she hit 100,000, I think.
Well, besides her daughter, I think Mimi was the only one that really kind of showed any type of positivity towards Joy and her invention.
Yeah. Right, like if it wasn't for Mimi, like she would have never been created, even as a kid. Like that was a cool aspect, and then that's why I love that ending when we got that flash forward of after she fucking big dick the guys, which is also a great message in this one. Is like you see this girl coming up in a men's world and she's not wearing a skirt and she's just rolling with it. And but yeah, when it cuts to her like finally like living all wealthy and stuff, and it's just her having meetings with people, and she like has that lady in there with her husband and her small child, and she's just like, all right, we're gonna move you from the Holiday Inn to a nice hotel, then I'm gonna call work tomorrow, we're gonna get you off for the day, and then you're gonna come meet our design team and see if we can make this work. And like that's all her grandma in there. So like that was nice to see, very wholesome, especially coming off of the holiday of Thanksgiving, and now we're rolling into Christmas, a lot of family time. So this is a good pick for that for sure.
Yeah, and that's why go ahead.
That's why I was kind of talking about just her character development. And just kind of seeing, I think it's a really good message for just empowerment and obviously women with business. But I think just the development of her character, and just kind of, it makes her seem that she's humble and that she remembers her kind of background and where she came from. And you can kind of see that just with that scene with that, obviously with that couple and their baby. So it's just cool to see that, just the development.
I mean, if we're getting into critiquing this movie, I think that's the one scene where I was like, because one, they show her the product. She's like, sure, we'll take it. Like, she didn't even really try. She put it on her arm for 1 minute.
But that also is what shows it, because she keeps saying, oh, I've been through this. And like, yeah, it could be like a good product or it could be a shit one, but at least she's going to give them the platform because she knew how hard it was to get her own.
Yeah.
That's a bad take, Aiden. I think there's a lot of other parts in this movie that you can kind of critique compared to just
I think that's probably the worst. The fact that it doesn't matter, regardless of her come up and how it was from a business standpoint, you can't just grab a product and run with it.
I mean,
you kind of can when you're that successful. When you're that fucking successful.
But then again, I mean, we don't see like, yeah, she's successful and all that, but that was just that was her first invention. One of the, she got patent, and then she said that she would go on to like do 100 plus more, something like that. So I mean,
because she had that collar idea too, right?
Yeah,
the movie.
Went through with it.
Yeah, that she wished that she got patent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Mimi character a lot too, because that was like the one person in her household where she talked to her like an actual, like, I don't know, adult. Like she didn't have to baby her. Like Mimi was there to help her with the kids or anything like that whenever she was gone, because her mom was always in bed watching TV.
Mom was glued to the soap opera.
Yeah, and
basically everybody in that house was kind of just, what can you do for me, Joy? And Mimi was the one person I think that kind of just was like, what can I do for you?
Yeah, they're all leeching off her besides Mimi, who's trying to help her. right? So I always like that. So yeah, there was that one time where she walked in the house and it was like when she didn't pay her phone bill and Mimi was trying to catch her up and explain to her that about the flu and the fever and everything going around and everything like that. Like she was there to help her and everything, and I like that a lot from that character. So when she walked in the house the day Mimi died, you really just felt it, like it was completely quiet and you're like, oh, who's there? That's who's missing here? You knew it was a bad call. So really sad. Really, really sad.
And I think that's kind of the event that really sparked just that trip to Dallas and meeting that fucking, I forgot his name, motherfucker looks like Doug Dimmadome. That fucking cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Matt.
I think, is it Matt?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, because she had to go to California first and then there. And
And then she called the guy in Hong Kong, obviously, finding out that the royalties that she was paying obviously weren't just. And she
we had no idea of what they even were. Like these people just fraudulently took $50K on behalf of him.
Can we talk about Joy's sister and her dad too?
How much we hate
Yeah,
both
how
of them.
bad.
Dude, Robert De Niro played a
was
fucking
good.
dick in this,
Yeah,
dude.
but he's such an idiot.
well, it's
That's
funny,
the thing,
but like that
she's
wedding
had enough
scene.
with them when they dropped them off.
Yeah, dude, that wedding scene.
Yeah,
Like
that was funny.
I mean, you get an idea of how awful of a character he is when he goes in the mom's room right at the beginning and starts breaking shit, right?
Mhm.
But when he's at the wedding and he gives that speech where he interrupts and says the things that he says, yeah, I mean, it's truly like that's kind of the worst thing I think I've seen. Like it's terrible. Like it's, you know what I mean?
Like there is not. I can't think of another thing you could do to your daughter than making a scene like that.
But that's the thing.
At a
Like,
wedding, yeah.
she even conversates with him after that. Like that's something that where you cut ties completely off.
Absolutely.
You never talk to someone ever.
And she's like that with everything and everybody. And that's why I think we like her character so much, just because.
And then make big emphasis on it at the end when her dad and her sister, half sister, still go into litigation battles with each other regarding for fault, or they were like suing them for like their share of the company and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they didn't get any
were trying to go for ownership.
Yet they all live under her house.
Yeah,
they said despite them doing all this and them doing that, like she still takes care of them.
When the dad said that he sent the sister Peggy to go deal with the thing in California, that's when I was just kind of like, all right, they got to get kicked out of this now. Like clearly Peggy's gonna make the wrong fucking move here, and then everything's gonna be fucked. And I mean, it kind of happened. I mean, we know that she ended up finding a way out of everything, so that way it was her business in the end. But no, when that happened, that's when I was like, cut those family ties.
Yeah.
Well, I think an underlying theme that the movie really didn't do a good job of emphasizing a little bit more that I thought they should have was just that conflict between Peggy and Joy. Because like it's hinted at throughout the movie where like Peggy's like, hey, I have ideas too. Like I want to be like Joy. Like I can do what she's doing. I can do it better.
Well, that's the thing. She kept saying it was easy.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, it's so easy. Anyone can do it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, why don't you?
That's the thing. Then why didn't she do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She was just jealous.
Yeah, 100%. And I think they could have just, I think that was a good idea of hinting at it, but I think it should have been built up a little bit more and just a bigger part of the plot.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. Because like we didn't know throughout most of the movie what their beef was, right? And it's like, what did something happen when they were kids, or you kind of didn't really know until you kind of have to put the pieces together. Oh, she's just kind of jealous of Joy and everything like that. Maybe that everyone kind of relies on her, and I mean, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword though, because like all her family and the issues that they give her, it's like how she goes throughout the whole movie. It doesn't yell at them really or anything like that, or it's like, how do you not crack and just scream at one of these guys one of these times or something like that? So you know what I mean? She's running late. She's got to separate the basement by toilet paper. Like it's insane. So
which is the fact that she helps everyone out, and that's the thing. It's from the beginning to the end. Like that's just what her character does,
and never asks for anything in return.
Nah, well, she does ask for something in return, and it bites her in the ass. But then eventually she stuck with it, and that's what the whole like point of the story is, what makes it great.
Well, so let's talk about like the I guess the beginning of it, the idea for the mop. I know technically the idea comes from when they're on the boat, but like Would you say the dream sequences was like an epiphany or whatever that is, like a sudden realization?
Like I was like thinking about that, and so what I kind of picked up on it was that like she probably still had creative ass dreams because you could tell it's like the type of kid she was. But
Yeah.
like it's like we kind of live it now. It's like we could have crazy ass dreams, but like the second that alarm goes off, fuck it, we're out the door, we're going to work. Doesn't matter. But then you got to imagine from what we've shown, she's got like a broken ass family that she's desperately trying to hold together. She really doesn't have time to be having dreams like that. So I think, you know, it's on top of that too, because was that the sleep where they gave her the cold medicine? So
It
that way
is.
she could like forcefully go to sleep, you know, and that's like the only time where she had enough time to process her dream and be like, oh shit, I had an idea while dreaming, let's make this happen. And that was really cool to fucking see.
She
Especially
woke up, she
because-
kicked both of them out of her house.
Yeah.
Then she's like, go get me your crayons.
Yeah, dude, that was cool. Like she woke up like she was like a robot and just like kind of like spitting out different things. Like, you know, I have this idea and go do this and go do that. And I thought that was really
didn't
cool.
think it would get started that fucking quick. I don't know what I expected, but it was not that.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm reading some stuff on it right now. I remember that Jennifer Lawrence won something for it, and I'm reading here that she won a global or Golden Globe Award for Best Actress for playing Joy.
Hell
Yeah.
Which
Well
she kind of
deserved,
deserves. I
too.
mean, yeah.
She fucking killed it in this, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Again,
she-
to go into a movie where it's got fucking Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro, and it sucks too because this is like what this movie's emphasizing is that even though they're like side characters, they probably would have won some award for it, whatever.
The
But
three of
yeah.
them were nominated.
Yes, exactly.
So,
So, but yeah, Jennifer Lawrence just fucking ate it this role. Like I loved it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, she was
And
great.
then when she's mopping up the wine on the boat, and she like goes and I know it's like the whole idea for her mop or whatever, but it's like she really thought wrinkling that mop out with glass in it was a good idea.
See, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like, there's no way you thought that was gonna work out. Like that was a good idea. So I don't know. That was one of them. That's a critique moment right there.
I just knew the second that her ex-husband Tony brought the red wine that something dumb or
Yeah,
bad
he's gonna
would happen
spill.
on the boat,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
she
but
was
then
like,
again,
no red wine.
I don't see how it's a comedy. Like it's considered a comedy genre.
I don't know if I really
I
laughed.
don't really think it was funny.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
I
they're
laughed.
like comedy. You can't call
Uh,
something a comedy if there's no like laugh out loud moments.
Yeah.
What I will say though is what I found like stupid funny in this was I don't know if anyone else had someone like this in their family, but my fucking mom and aunt absolutely fucking bought so many of our Christmas presents from like ads like that from QVC. And like I know for a fact both my mom and my aunt have like done the call in thing. Like they got picked
Hmm.
for that. So I will
Oh, wow.
say that aspect was funny. Like I'm watching it and I'm just like, yeah, this is like some shit my mom would totally eat up and pay for. And like honestly, we probably did at some point.
It's fun.
Yeah. It's still a thing, right? Or no? Is QVC done? Or is
I
there
don't
anything
know.
more to
South
it?
Park put it in the grave.
I was gonna say, I mean, I doubt that they do that anymore. But then again, I have seen there's still channels where people can.
I don't know
Yeah.
if QVC is still up, but I definitely know
Yeah,
there's
but they're
channels.
definitely still around.
I think
Okay.
QVC is still a thing. I just don't think they have like the whole TV aspect anymore. I think like now they're just known by fucking older mothers and grandmas, and you fucking either know it and look it up online, or it is what it is.
Yeah.
Back in my day, I used to get these off.
What's the thing?
Yeah.
I mean, they still got to have it around until those people kind of die off, and then it's gone for good.
Well, yeah, because you got to think they probably still make
Sad.
money off those older
Yeah.
people and stuff like that.
What is it? The Hummels in South Park.
Yeah.
The Cash for Gold episode 2.
Yeah.
You'd be real
Oh, that's a
sad
great
if
one.
QVC hosts like myself killed myself. He goes, no, I wouldn't.
Do it.
That's also
Um,
why this movie was funny, because I kept thinking of that shit.
But you didn't really think it was a comedy, did you?
No, again, the only funny aspect was that, like, me sitting there watching it, and I was like, all right, we're going to hear the story of how someone took $20 from my mom.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I
Yeah.
thought this movie was actually really sad in a lot of moments.
Yeah,
Or
it's definitely
serious.
an emotional movie.
Yeah.
Even the fact, like, when her grandmother dies, and then the fact when she gets up on stage and she freezes up, and then that's what he told her. He warned her, and then her friend saves the day.
Yeah,
And
which
Her
I
presence
love too, how
is
much the
surreal.
friend was like more of a sister than her actual fucking sister.
oh yeah,
And I did love that
Exactly.
little tidbit at the
and how
end
her ex-husband
where
was more of her best friend than an
exactly,
husband.
and how they still managed to come together
Yeah.
as a team after all that, and the three of them basically ran her little company because her family was not helping.
Mm-hmm.
But yet she still let them be involved because that's just her character.
Yep.
So
But
I mean,
I love the part where she calls in, and then I love the part where she's outside the Kmart with her daughter mopping
yeah,
the
yeah.
thing, like demonstrating, and everyone's like, "No thanks, no thanks." Then she comes up, and then she just advertises it herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
I like how she got kicked out of Kmart, or their parking lot, their property, right?
Mhm.
And then she meets Bradley Cooper's character, who's like in charge of Kmart's and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I like how that just went full
Yeah.
circle within like 30 minutes, not even.
Mhm.
I
thought
did
that was really
love
funny.
too when she was in the meeting and she just kind of fumbled her way in there and Bradley Cooper just let his fucking balls hang out and was just like, I'm gonna tell you who we are.
Oh yeah, I love that
And
part.
then he's just like, he goes, I pick and choose all hours of the day, what goes on those shelves, what sells. And then he like when he goes in the whole thing of like he only picks like good quality products to come into people's houses, which is like not true, but it's cool that maybe he did think that way.
No, but I
Yeah.
mean, at that time, you got to think like that's how it was. Like you could only buy stuff in store and on TV, and TV
Mhm.
was so big at that time that all the big products that you're seeing are sold on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only way people want like the hottest new products. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it definitely plays a role.
Yeah. Well, no, and with marketing being so important in the real world and everything like that throughout this whole beginning of the first half of the movie, I'm like, how is she going to like end up marketing this and explaining this? I mean, we see it in the movie, right? It's like kind of hard for her, or at least for people, to understand how the mop works and how to explain it. So I was curious. I was like, I wonder how they'll go about so having her on TV explaining how the mop works and everything like that worked, obviously. And the fact too that she wanted to dress as the way she dresses and not, the way Joanne Rivers would, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think helped out a lot. So yeah, because I was like, I don't know how she's really gonna explain this to people. When she brought Bradley Cooper though in that bathroom and showed him, I was like, see, that's exactly how you should explain it, everything like
Mhm.
that. I mean, you can tell right in his eyes that he was sold. So
Mhm.
um
Yeah, I mean, the one thing, another part of this movie that they don't show, or one part that I liked is when she tried to go to the one company, and the guy's like, "Why would I sell a $20 mop when I could sell a $5 mop 50 times, 100
Mhm.
times to the same person?"
and that's
And
valid too, right?
oh yeah, it's
I
very
mean, how do
valid.
you argue that?
Uh-huh.
Because he's right.
But then that was the thing, is that what is it, QVC or whatever had
Yeah, QVC.
the bigger platform, so they can sell products for $20, especially a reusable mop. And I mean, I wish like we said, it's not too much based on a true story. It's just about like that idea in general. But it would have been good to see like how much she made off of that. Like because we only see two sales, really three.
Yeah.
One's
I
like
mean, they were
25,
two
and then
mega
one's
ones.
50, and then another one was 100. But
Yeah,
how
'cause
long did that go on till?
I was doing the math. I like put in my calculator like 95,000 times 1995 or what she was selling it for. But then yeah, you got to take into account like obviously how much she's paying that factory in California, and how much QVC themselves are getting and everything like that. So, and that was the thing, right? Her half sister was trying to convince her to raise the price for these mops, or the manufacturing for the mops, up $2, and that right there, she was like, well, that we wouldn't make a profit anymore. I'd be losing money. So you could already tell that she tried not to like make it more expensive than it had to be, but
Another thing that I thought was that we were gonna get like a plot twist when Bradley Cooper signs her, and he's like, "Can you give me 50,000 mops?" And then when she's on there on stage and sells, like she does it herself and makes that big sales day. I thought like it was great. Yeah, you sold 100,000 units, but it's like an 80-20 split. So like they get 80, she gets 20% of her profits. And then I thought that was when it was just gonna kill the mood, but luckily it wasn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm glad Bradley Cooper's character was a good guy then, because I like him too much as an actor.
No, but we thought he was gonna fuck her over at the beginning.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
That's
he
what I was
was
scared.
until
That's what I was scared of.
until
But,
she busted in.
Yeah.
well, yeah, and then too the amount of times I mean, we see it throughout the whole movie, her getting knocked down constantly by either her family members or big businesses and stuff like that. But the fact that once she started with the whole Miracle Mop, you know, um, when she went to that first guy and he's like, well, I could sell the mops for $5. You know, she gets kicked down by that. Obviously, the California factory trying to steal her patent. You know, there's so many different things. Trudy with the money, right? There's so many things where people just kind of walk away and call it quits, where she didn't. And she kept pushing forward and persevering. And obviously it ended up working out at the end. So I like that a lot. And like Mike said earlier in the movie with character development, I think that helped her out a lot. So, and that kind of describes her character to a T, right? It's not giving up hope.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And-
funny. It's
And you can say she
cool that
had
her name
joy
is
while
Joy.
doing it.
Yeah, she brought joy to others while she did it.
Yeah.
What did you say, Mike?
No, I was gonna say it's cool that her name is Joy. It's just ironic in a sense.
You know, it's funny. I thought because none of us had seen it, besides Aiden, and I think Aiden recommended it to Andrew, and Andrew like told me about it, and I knew nothing about it. I didn't want to know anything about it before going in, so all I knew is Jennifer Lawrence was in it. But I saw the picture, and it's like a picture of her with sunglasses on, and her haircut or whatever in the snow. And I go, Andrew, is this like a Christmas movie? Should we wait till December? We're so close. He's like, no, it's not a Christmas movie. It's not a Christmas movie. So to find out that this movie came out on Christmas and does take place during Christmas. Technically, you could make the argument that it's a Christmas movie. I wouldn't really, but technically, could make the argument. He was acting like there's nothing related, but also he's never.
Hey,
seen
are
it.
there
Now,
are there any,
I was
are
gonna
there
say
any
he hasn't
bells?
seen the movies.
I have one thing to double back on from our last rewind.
Go ahead.
So we said there was no Thanksgiving movies. It's been brought to my attention that one of my favorite
Planes,
fucking
Trains,
movies-
Automobiles.
No, that's a great one.
Oh, that's
Four
another
brothers.
Thanksgiving movie.
Four brothers.
Okay.
The reason the four brothers come back together and have a meal in their dead parents or their dead mother's house is because it's Thanksgiving. They want to do it right. Boom.
Okay.
I thought it was a Christmas movie. I mean, there's Christmas lights in it. And then Spencer was like, dude, they sit down and have dinner. And I was like, damn it.
Yeah, someone told me Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I'm like, oh, of course.
Yep. How could
So-
you forget?
Yeah, the next few Thanksgivings were covered, I think, for rewinds.
You
but-
just simply can't have a Thanksgiving movie like you do Christmas movies because it's more of like a holiday theme compared
Yeah.
to like Christmas is more of honestly just like all of December. The second, Thanksgiving is over, everybody's like, oh, Christmas until
And it's funny too, because Black Friday is literally the day after giving thanks. So everyone's just rushing outside to fucking get the deals. So that way Christmas is done.
Yeah.
or for Christmas, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that's the thing about Christmas is like it's the end of the year. It's the family's coming together, gift giving, having to go get those gifts, bringing in the new year, stuff like that. Whereas Thanksgiving's just like, I mean, it's my favorite holiday. All I do is sit there and watch sports and gamble. So it's like the best day,
What?
But like,
That's
Um,
an every given Sunday for you. Like, what's the difference?
yeah, but
Just,
this time there's multiple games throughout the day, and I'm sitting there with family, and it's
A
fun.
really quick tidbit on that. We at a Small Guys podcast do not condone any type of gambling.
No. Well, maybe.
Yeah, we do. Sportsbook, Caesar Sportsbook.
Yeah, use Aiden's
FanDuel.
promo.
Okay, hey, no free clout.
Gonna
No free
say.
clout. for those big
No
companies.
free clout.
Yeah,
It's just something that we all use, and it's a great service. So,
Hey Josh, can we
would
get you
never be,
right here,
be a
pausing,
part
talking
two.
really fast? We're like, Small Guys does not condone underage gambling. If
Use
you have a
promo
problem,
Josh for
Oh no, you must be
Nope.
21 to gamble, and it must be legal in your state.
I'm looking
Yeah.
for the promo code, Josh. Where is it?
we could use Bovada if you're
Use
underage.
code
Anyway,
Small Guys. Your next parlay.
Josh.
all right, let's get into the trivia for this movie. There wasn't a ton. I think there's like 6, I want to say. So Joanne Rivers is portrayed in this film by her real life daughter, Melissa Rivers. The director asked Melissa for input on the dialogue written for her mother, particularly in the scene where she gives Joy clothing feedback. So I guess that was kind of her idea to say
Wow,
that.
you know what? That did feel so natural.
That felt like Joanne. Jennifer Lawrence wore wigs and hair pieces for majority of the film. While doing Joy's haircut scene, she accidentally snipped some of her own hair as well as the fake hair pieces. The whole haircut was done in one take. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
I
I
always
thought it
wondered
was
if
an
those
actual
haircuts-
hair.
I
I
thought
I
she's
just
not
assumed
committed.
because,
she's not committed.
No, I mean, but
It's
that's
so
I feel
obvious.
like.
It's so
But having a
obvious.
job as an actor and actress, I feel like that's something that you have to commit to. Like
Yeah.
if I'm filming a movie, I'll be like, hey, you got to cut your actual hair. Like it just makes the scene.
Well, like
better.
I think it's 50-50, right? Where Joseph Gordon-Levitt gets his hair shaved,
Mhm.
and like
He did
Seth
the-
Rogen
yeah.
actually did it, like
Yeah.
actually shaved his head. So I thought that was cool. I always wonder in those scenes, like, I mean, even
Sixth
with
Sense.
Did something just happen with Henry Cavill where he had to like cut his mustache to come back for Superman or something like? Or no, they had to edit him in.
They had a CGI.
They had to edit him in because he wouldn't get rid of the mustache.
Yeah, for Mission Impossible.
They just say, all right, never mind.
Yeah, so in
because that's when they were doubling back for Snyder Cut.
Yeah, in Mission Impossible, he was playing the bad guy, but he wanted to keep a mustache, and he actually grew it out and everything, and they wanted him to go back to, do some re-edits and stuff. But like another one too is like Eleven, like her character in Stranger Things. Like I was did she actually shave her head? Yeah, so it's things like that.
It's crazy because it looks so real.
It does, especially in that show. Diane Ladd was decided to be the narrator. Who plays Mimi? Was decided to play the narrator of the story after she already filmed all her scenes. So originally she wasn't supposed to be. I like that a lot too.
It had a nice.
I think Aiden said that earlier. Yeah, it worked out really well.
I wonder if she renegotiated her contract.
I hope so. Got some more money. She was really good as a narrator. This is the fourth collaboration between Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. They previously starred together in Silver Linings Playbook in 2012, American Hustle in 2013, and Serena in 2014. And this movie came out in 2015.
This American Hustle might be her best role. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Silver Linings Playbook too is really good.
Silver Linings Playbook is great.
I think that was her first ever.
You ever see X-Men First Class?
Oscar winner.
Oh yeah, she's good in that too.
Under David O. Russell.
Everdeen.
Under David.
I think that was like one of her first movies that she played in, right?
No.
Those are Bring to Fame.
Hunger Games.
I thought she had a couple bigger movies before that.
No, yeah. It depends if it wasn't Hunger Games or Silver Lining Playbook.
No, well, Silver Linings Playbook was 2012. Wasn't Hunger Games? Maybe Hunger Games wasn't 2012. I remember though when she was casted for that, I was like, oh wow, Jennifer Lawrence is going to be in this. So I think she already was kind of a bigger name. Yeah, because I think X-Men's First Class came out before that, right, Brian? Wasn't that 2011?
Oh, it came out the same year.
Was it?
Yeah, but she was in X-Men in 2011.
2011. There we go.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
She was in the original X-Men in 2000?
Oh, was she?
Probably as like a child actor or something. Look that up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
no, but I mean, she still played the same.
I thought she still played Mystique.
Yeah, Mystique.
I think she played young Mystique. Because I looked it up at one point because I thought she always played Mystique, and then I thought about how old she was, and I was like,
no, there was a different actress.
She's in Drill Bit Taylor.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember her part.
I don't either.
I've seen that movie thousands of times.
Under David O. Russell's direction, who was the director of this movie, Robert De Niro, Bradley Cooper, and Jennifer Lawrence have all been nominated for Academy Awards. Lawrence won for Silver Linings Playbook in 2012. In the movie Silver Linings Playbook, which also stars those three actors, Robert De Niro plays Bradley Cooper's dad, and in this movie, De Niro plays Jennifer Lawrence's dad. So that's kind of cool.
Does he actually like love his son in
that movie? I think he's kind of a shithead in that movie too.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that was the last fact. This movie didn't have a ton of trivia, but those ones are all pretty interesting. I like how this director likes to keep these three actors around and use these ones a lot. Especially Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper. I mean, they did 4 movies together 4 years in a row. So I don't know.
I don't know if it was like his character. Like, I would say I love Robert De Niro, but like I don't know if it really kind of messed with just like I don't know his I don't know. He wasn't. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. I didn't. Well, I
mean, this movie though, like his role wasn't like a big part. Like I mean, it was, but not as much as like
it just felt like a films almost for Robert De Niro. Like it almost felt like a bigger.
It's just one of those ones that he was just in.
Well, and the guy always does play kind of a jerk, like even in like Meet the Parents and movies like that, right?
Well, see, and that's what I was gonna say though. Is it's funny
he just does every movie
but in that one though, like he has a heart, and the only reason he's a dick to Ben Stiller is because he loves his grandkids and he loves his daughter. This one, he was just kind of an asshole.
Yeah. Well, so do you guys want to kind of get in the ratings of this movie?
Yeah, I can go first. Actually,
I mean, we pretty much touched base on everything.
Yeah,
but I'll go first here.
Okay.
So, like I said, I really like the character development for Jennifer Lawrence's character Joy. Just kind of seeing her just develop into this big, empowering business lady in general, and just running this big company. I think that was super cool, and it was a really good message and theme. I'm not gonna lie, like. When it comes to movies, I really like big plots that build up to one kind of ultimatum in a sense of like, or just like a big scene or a big decision for whoever like the main character is, or the, obviously protagonist and antagonist. So I'm not a big fan of just having like one big problem throughout the whole movie that just constantly keeps on coming back and forth. So the plot was kind of a little bit all over the place for me. But besides that, the casting was obviously really good. Bradley Cooper is one of my top 5 favorite actors of all time. And any movie with him, anything below a 70 would be a shame, to be honest with you, no matter how bad it is. But with that said, I'm going to go a 75 out of 100, though.
All right. I'm going to go right after that because I was shooting for a little below that. I think you saying that anything below a 70 is like actually a good point, only because this is a cute movie. I would watch it again just to feel something, It's nice to feel inspired. It's nice to have Jennifer Lawrence fucking act her ass off, and then you get Robert De Niro playing someone you're not used to seeing, and then Bradley Cooper coming in, and once again, looking like he could be a villain or he could be a saint. And in this one, I feel like he played both. But with that being said, just a solid 73 coming from me. Didn't really take too much to think about it. Once I finished it, I was like, all right, a little over 70, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, just go out and watch it. It's the reason for the season right now. Go ahead, watch that one. Maybe it'll remind you of your family. Maybe you'll laugh at like how they're just selling to old people on QVC. But yeah, cute movie. Go for it.
Well, I'm gonna top you off, Pav, and I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with a 78 out of 100. I'm gonna tell my score before I forget it after I go in depth on this.
Now, this was your rec, right?
Yeah, this is my recommendation. I've seen this movie maybe once or twice before, and obviously I just rewatched it again today. But like I said, I mean, there's not a lot of movies that are like similar to this one. I like Jennifer Lawrence as an actress. I mean, any role that she plays in, I can't really think of one movie that she's been in where you're like, wow, that was ass. Like even the newest movie that just came out on Netflix, Don't Look Up, like she steals the show on that one. Like
Are you talking about her character or the movie? Because I can tell you
her character, just her acting in general.
Okay. I'm
just saying she's a great actress, and like I said, there's not a movie where she has a bad role.
Excellent, but go on.
I mean, but that's not her movie. Whatever. Like we were saying, it's great. Like, I mean, it's just like a encouraging ass movie, man. You watch this and you want to go invent something. Like, I mean, I know we've all had that. We even had it with this podcast, like you see a goal and you think of something that's unreachable, unobtainable, and then you see the hardships that come along with it. You can't a lot of people don't have the drive in order to create something that they think that can change their life for the better. And I mean, it's good to see that happen. And Bradley Cooper, Robert De Niro, two great actors in this as well. I think we got to give credit to her ex-husband too. He did a good ass job in it. It's just the fact that she's speaking Spanish and she's like, where was she originally from? Like Arkansas or something? Yeah. I don't remember. But yeah, it's good that we get like a like a flashback to how they met and all that through her best friend and stuff like that. But all in all, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's like a good watch for everyone. Just a one-time watch, just to get some emphasis on it. Because like I said, it's encouraging.
And I think
I recommend it.
Just after Brian and Aiden really quick, I think one thing that we didn't highlight is, regardless of if you want like an encouraging movie, an empowering movie, or something, if you're an inventor yourself and you resonate with it, I think you can find some reason to watch this movie besides it just being a good movie, whether it's Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro, Bradley Cooper being, one of them being your favorite actors or actresses. You'll find a reason to like this movie for what it is.
Oh yeah, I think that it's a really entertaining movie. I mean, it's not one that you're gonna watch a million times, but it's like you're gonna go in, you're not gonna get bored, you're not gonna like, oh, turn it off. It's good from start to finish.
Yeah. So I actually I wrote down my score before we started recording. I have the same score as Brian, actually, at 73. I didn't know before, maybe an hour ago, what score this movie got. I didn't know audiences gave it a 57. That's way too low, if I'm being honest. maybe they should rewatch this movie, or maybe they thought it was a comedy going in.
I can see that if they market it as a comedy, because again, I don't.
It literally goes
If-
comedy then drama.
If you
so-
market
If you
it
told me
as a
that-
comedy, I'd be like,
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't know about that, because if you're going in to watch this thinking that it's a comedy, you're in for a fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I literally did a double take because I was like, wait, 57. And I'm like, wait, comedy. I'm like, is this the same movie? So, but I mean, you guys kind of hit the nail in the coffin here. I mean, I love when Lawrence and Cooper get together. Their chemistry is amazing. I think the only one I didn't see was that Serena movie, the one from 2014. That's the only one I haven't seen. I've seen American Hustle and I've seen Silver Linings Playbook a couple times, and those movies are amazing. This was our first time watching it besides for Aiden. I like rewinds like this where we kind of all come in with these like fresh new perspectives and takes. So yeah, so I'd give this movie 73, and I would recommend it and probably rewatch it myself. So yeah, with this month going forward, I mean, we're about to hit December, and we got some Christmas movies planned. We're doing next episode's going to be Andor, and then we're doing the new Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. We're doing the new Spirited movie with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. We're going to do Violent Night with David Harbour.
I'm actually excited for that.
That
Yeah,
movie,
so
yeah,
excited
rated R.
for it.
that's gonna
Yep.
be good.
Yep, and then we got some Christmas rewinds. We're doing The Night Before. We're doing Christmas Vacation, which is one of my favorites, and Home Alone. So we're really excited for this month. Doing a lot of Christmas movies. So
Spirited is a musical, right?
Yep, on Apple TV. I think it's in theaters too, if you want to go see it in theaters. But yeah, it's on Apple TV.
Real quick, have any of you guys seen Passenger with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt?
I have. That one's good.
Yep.
You like
Seen
that?
a couple times. Yeah, I
I've
liked
seen it
it.
on TV a couple times. I never sat down and watched it.
I never watched
Yeah, I
all
liked
of it, but I do remember from the clips I've watched.
I think it was cheesy, wasn't it?
A little bit, but it's like I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but like Chris Pratt goes through like a moral dilemma, and you kind of decide whether or not you would do what he did, and I don't know. It's an interesting movie though. I think it's worth a watch at least once, maybe. I've only seen it once, so. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening. Go check out the YouTube, download on Apple and Spotify. But yeah, so we'll be back Friday with Andor with a special guest, and we're gonna do Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. So,
Yes, sir.
which spoiler alert was really good. So,
Yeah,
All
it
right.
was great.
all right, boys.
All right, guys, we'll catch you next week. Don't forget to
Bye.
like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube.
Mhm.
We're on all platforms, so don't
yeah.
miss out.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
All right.
appreciate it, boys.
Well, everyone have a good night. I love you guys.
Peace
I'll see
out.
you guys.
See you next episode.
All right. One of these days. Yes.